Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently working on getting our professional army a little bit more up to scratch. And in order to do that, we are working on increasing our amount of recruitment. That's definitely going to be significant here. But we also need to increase our troops overall, and both of these require gold. So we need to make a choice here. Do we want to just wait patiently for our current barracks in Sana to work its way up? Or do we want to build a second barracks with the gold we have right now? We could afford to expand our professional military a little bit, and we certainly could do that. Our current overall amount that we're targeting is 1319 at this moment. Okay. So that's understood. I think I'm going to go for a second barracks here because this is a really low amount of manpower generation at this moment. So I think if we were to... This right here is our capital. So if we were to put a barracks in here, this would still be adjacent to our capital. And we would just need one more month tick to get the gold to do that. And that way we'll be able to get our manpower up a little bit faster. Even if we're attacked, we'll be able to regenerate more quickly. So, I mean, that's the calculus here, right? Do we think we're going to be attacked? And right now, I think the answer to that is actually no. Because we're a lot more powerful than we were when we already essentially defeated Alodia. So that is very good to know. I'm going to start this, although the game is telling me that I can't, but now I can. I have the money now. The tooltip just hadn't updated, and it didn't let me click, oddly, until I moved off of this snap position. When it was like this, it didn't update, and it didn't let me actually build the building until I moved the mouse, watch this, just a little bit further away. The tooltip moves like that, and then it allowed me to build it because it updated. It's a little weird, but, I mean, it works, I guess. So we'll get that going, and I think the next investment that we're going to do is going to be into our actual troops. So we're going to get some of that going. Locations depopulating. This is probably due to Black Plague. So that's understandable. Not a big problem there. We're about to finish integrating Bazin, and that is, of course, a very big deal. This is now in Axum, Soto, and Bonga. Yeah, that's due to Black Plague. Okay. So that's absolutely fine. We'll just let that roll through. There's not a lot we can do about it. Yes, I'm aware of this. It is sad, but it is what it is. So that's fine for now. So we do need to get our monthly manpower up. No doubt about it. There's devastation in Axum. Interesting. That's due to the Black Plague. This is a lot worse of Black Death than the last time it rolled through. The last time it rolled through, it largely missed us. So at this moment, yeah, it's a lot rougher. We're taking a pretty heavy hit here. We'll improve our existing navy. We don't have an existing navy. It's fine. We're taking attrition up over here. That's noted. We're up to +4 manpower, and there's Bazin integrated. So why did we just get welcomed to Europa? Okay, whatever. At this moment, we probably want to wait for the Black Plague to pass before we start working on getting this done. Otherwise, this is going to be an awkward shuffle. I'm thinking right now that what we should work to do is perhaps rebel crackdown on the Beja Patriots. So they're up over here, right? So we can start cracking down on them like this. That's the only one that's actually super close to popping here. And if we did this, that'll reduce it by 0.18. Okay, so yeah, that's actually causing it to shrink. So that seems good. I don't want that to fire. That's for sure. So yeah, we've got a lot of Black Plague happening right now. We'll just wait for it to pass. It's fine. Okay, this guy died. He was a general of the First Army. So this was our really good general. It's unfortunate, but it's not terribly surprising. I'm not going to put a new general into here, for the record, until we have Black Plague passed. Similarly, I'm not going to hire new cabinet members until Black Plague is passed. Why is this saying we have 697 here and 727 here? Now they're in Oh, this is the next month's projection, maybe? Interesting. You can see our manpower is very negative right now. That's because we're reinforcing, and Black Plague is rough. We should probably consider moving these guys out of here to a place that is not actually currently affected by Black Plague. So we'll get through here, and we'll just position down over this direction for now. There we go. So they're not currently affected by Black Plague, and we'll just let them reinforce. That definitely hurt our manpower, no doubt about that. And yeah, I know there's a lack of commander there. We finished up our barracks here, which is good. And yeah, there's a lot of RGOs missing employees right now. This is because the employees are dying to the Black Death. And, you know, that's to be expected. So that's absolutely not fine, but it's understandable. And hopefully the Black Death will pass soon. I'm just keeping an eye on this situation here, and there is disease presence here. 11% bubonic plague. Interesting. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's still 11%. Now it's 8%. Okay. So it's passing in the army because the army is not in a location with bubonic plague. So that sounds good. I really dislike the amount of population loss we've got now, but it's understandable. We need to move up over here now because bubonic plague has swapped the positions it's in. And yeah, that brought us up to 6% bubonic plague here. So we're going to position up over here now. But it should be passing from our empire fairly soon. This does not move at all like it does in Crusader Kings, though. It's very different. So that's certainly noted. Eventually it'll pass, right? But what we need to do right now is get more recruitment going. Unfortunately for us, that's not a thing right now. So there's that. We just don't have the manpower. Elodia gained some opinion of us. That's neat. And we're at 3% bubonic plague in our army at this moment. I'm hoping that that goes away here very soon. I'm hoping the bubonic plague in general goes away. It has killed a lot of our people. We've lost like 120k. It's kind of insane. We're losing like 10k per month right now. I really want this to go away. It only seems to update monthly. No, it just updated not monthly, didn't it? It just updated mid-month. Does it update mid-month before the month tick? Yes, it does. Okay, there's a new market underway. Sure. Okay, there's our diplomatic annexation cost reduction. Cool. So next up, what I want to go for here is grant privilege cost reduction. I mean, I'm much more interested in revoke privilege cost reduction, to be honest. So there's that. Or bringing up stability. Proximity cost minus 2.5%. That's probably really strong, isn't it? Yeah, let's do that. So let's go on that for now. And now the question is that bubonic plague almost gone? Well, the answer is kind of, yeah. It's certainly getting better. It seems like the diseases update on like the 19th or the 20th, somewhere around there, but there it just updated on the 10th. So maybe it updates on like a week tick. And not every week has an actual change. Something like that. So I just finished up on Suakin, and here's a question. Can we have the multiple cabinet members? I know we don't have any cabinet members right now, but can we have multiple cabinet members focusing on the same rebels? I doubt it. No, we can't. But I'm going to have them start cracking down on the Gabar insurgents at this moment. These guys are pretty far up there in terms of their progress. And I'd like to drop that down a little bit. I'm going to move them off of this once the Black Death is gone, I think. And it's very close to being gone. We're still taking pretty heavy population hits right now. which is rough. Okay. There's only 3 counties left that this is in. 930, that's a whole lot better on the population count. But yeah, that did definitely devastate us a little bit. No doubt about that. We need to get all these RGOs recovered. That's going to take time. So we've got 100 ducats right now. We could invest that money into RGOs or into barracks, and I'm going to invest it, I think, into getting some of these guys over here, our cabinet members. I also want to check to see where we're at for our inflation. Okay, still 41%. We've got a ways to go on that. So that's noted. Okay, the disease is gone at this point. So I'm going to hire someone in here, and I'm going to grab... that didn't actually do what I wanted. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Next, what I want to do is I want to actually not be working on this. What we want to be doing here is we want to do a recovery effort. And our Goba is the only location we can actually do this in. Interesting. But I'm definitely going to work on that. Okay, so our population is still shrinking a little bit here, and that's understood. I want to get these guys moved back to the station point we wanted them at previously. So that seems fine, and bubonic plague is back. Right up over here. Well, hopefully that's not going to be too big of a deal. So what else do we want to work on here? We can do local monthly development. We could do assimilation. This number is this the culture percentage? I'm assuming this is a percentage that we would be able to change. Oh, wait. This is the culture percentage that this culture is in our country right now. Okay, I see. So if we wanted to assimilate, we'd want to look for locations like Lasta here, where our Amhara population is actually only 9.46%, but this is our second most populous county. So we can start working on that. And that gives us plus 68. I'm assuming that's pops. 68 pops per month. So, I mean, that'll take a while, and that's understood. I'll just have him be working on that for a little bit, and we'll see what that feels like. On the next month tick, we should be able to hire in another army unit. So that would be great. Parliament is possible, and we need to do this. So we need to do increased ties to neighbors. Actually, that's pretty good. So we'll do that, and our parliament is supporting it, so that seems excellent. So our main goal right now is to reduce our inflation. That's very significant, and we're working on that as much as we can. This is as fast as it can possibly go. So that's understood. There are these rebel movements. I don't really care about them too much, to be honest. We are cracking down on these guys, and we'll work on it from 6.27 ducats due to lack of control. Are we spending money on doing this? I don't think so. Huh. That's interesting. And bubonic plague is back. In the same location again. Interesting. Well, we're working on recovering, and that will be absolutely fine. We'll get these patriots gone eventually. Yeah, 17.25 ducats or 5% support in Parliament. We can actually afford to lose the Parliament support. Done. They have no leverage on us there, so that looks good. So we're going to continue to work on this assimilation, and it's at 12.54% right now. 13.26%. That's going up fast. This is going up far faster than I thought it was going to. Interesting. That's very interesting. Well, our manpower situation is still kind of mediocre at this moment. But we've got a lot of problems right now. Mostly we just have missing employees. We're just going to have to promote employees back up in a lot of RGOs. So to that end, right now, I still want to be working on recruiting regulars. So I'm going to be recruiting footmen here. We'll get a unit of footmen coming in. And there's our parliament passing that. Fantastic. We gained 5 diplomats, and we have a maximum of 3. So that's interesting that we're over cap. I wonder what's going to happen if we don't use these on the month tick. Is this going to revert back to the cap? Like, do we have to use these now? Or is it just going to stay at 8.1 until we drop below the cap? I want to find out. This might waste some. That's okay. I want to know that for future reference. So we'll see how this is handled. Remained at 8.1. Okay, cool. That's good to know. So we're going to move these guys down over this way. Wonderful. And they're going to join in here. The plan is to have them probably be in the center flank. It's not a flank. Have them be in the center. But we'll see where it automatically puts them. It put them in the center. Okay, cool. So that seems fine for right now. Now, our inflation is still up there. It's working its way down slowly, and that will be very good for us, ultimately. So, we need to start thinking about expansion. We've got Anaria down here. I'd love to annex them. And then we've got Ifat down over here. I'd love to change them over to a vassal. I think we're going to have to fight them in order to do it. So if we open the country panel, we are much stronger than them. So that's good to know. I do want to let our manpower continue to build up here. Now, we know that our barracks are not operating anywhere near at peak efficiency. We've got 3 barracks that are not full up at this moment. So that's understood. And we've got all of these RGOs, particularly in Shire. Shire got hit pretty hard here. And that's where most of our economy is. So we need to definitely be cognizant of that fact. We're at 1082 regulars now as our target. That has shifted a lot, and I'm assuming that's due to our population loss because of the bubonic plague. Okay, so 12 stability and 10 estate satisfaction. That's great. I love it. Thanks, guys. So that's fantastic, and we're not spending money on stability right now. That's fine. I'm going to drop our cost of the court very, very slightly here. We don't want to be negative. We just want to be neutral because we're sitting at 100. So it's a waste to put more money into it. Okay, so how much stability were we going to lose if we dropped that noble privilege? It was a lot. This one. 134.13. And we needed to be at, I think it said like 90 some in order to remove it. Base cost of 201.7. Communalism and scholarly treatises are dropping that down. Okay. So that's understood. We can't afford that cost, and we're going to have to be, I believe it's set at 95 in order to remove that. So that's noted. I should not have granted this to them. I should have read this more closely, for sure. But that's absolutely understood. So, as of right now, what we need to do is we need to be working up our stability in order to do that. So that means that we might want to put money into this maximally. So build up our stability a long ways. The unfortunate thing about this is that we're going to have a lot of stability decay as we get up that high. It's going to get a lot less efficient. So the question is, how far up can we get before we start having extreme inefficiency there? There's some proximity cost, which is nice. And what else do we want? I don't care about diplomatic capacity right now. That's not that big of a deal. Grant privilege cost. I want it to be revoke privilege cost. So I'll take this, but it's not ideal for sure. All right, and then that's the research queue. Yeah. So that's okay, and we're not making a huge amount of money right now, but to be honest, we don't need to be making a huge amount of money right now. We're about to finish up our clay pit over here. I didn't queue this. Who queued this? It's an estate construction. It's the nobles. The nobles built that one. Okay, good to know. Similarly, out over here, we can see the clergy is building a stone quarry, but this is in Alodia. So that's good to know. So that's absolutely fine, and we're at 118 plus 7 manpower, so I do want to get another unit of regulars going here. We want to target 2 additional units of regulars at this moment, and that's kind of a lot, to be sure. The Shire is 87 months away from finishing. Man, we lost a lot of workers there to the plague. That's very painful. Very, very painful. The good news is our barracks are going to be done fairly soon. And we can store up to 1,575 manpower, so that seems relatively fine. I'm going to recruit a unit of footmen, and we'll get that going. We can't afford the gold cost at this moment. We should be able to afford it not next month, but the month after. Okay. It'll drop a little bit due to our inflation dropping, but it's not going to be a huge amount. So 54.35, and we need 1 more month tick to get this going. I may as well do this with the build to army feature. May as well. So we come in here, and we just wait for the month tick. Right about now. There we go. Move the tooltip, and then we can get it built. So that's all well and good. We're going to have a bit of a financial problem here as we work this up, but that's fine. I want to check in on our other taxes here. So our other taxes are relatively okay, but we can't move up our tax rate anymore on our clergy either. So let's take a look at what we've got for clergy here. So that's these guys. And that's clergy size, or clergy levy size. That's fine. I don't care too much about that right now. War on different religion cost. Stability investment, that's okay. I'm wondering what's capping their current tax maximum. Let's see what we've got here. Miaphysitism. Okay. So that's just a fundamental part of our religion, is that we're going to be capped at 50%. And then minus an additional 10% for accept the tenant of essence. Gotcha. Okay, that's understood. So these guys over here, I would... Actually, losing legitimacy for stability is not necessarily a bad trade here. We're capped on our legitimacy right now. 1% inflation would be nice, but I'm going to take this. We're going to bump up our stability a little bit further, and that will be good for us. I do want to come in over here. I want to check, actually, while I'm thinking about it. So this is going to be capped at 45%. We're not at these caps right now. So I'm not concerned about these caps. This cap I'm very concerned about. So if we were to go in here and we were to remove the consolidated corruption of the elites, 133.9. Base cost of 201.35. So they will be very upset if we remove this, right? And cause a bunch of stability issues. So right now, if we were to drop this, we would be at minus 100 stability. That would obviously be extraordinarily bad. Now, this is a hole I dug for myself. It's fine. It's a learning experience. But that's definitely significantly bad. We need to work up our stability as much as we can, and as you can see, we're passively increasing our legitimacy just a little bit, and I'm comfortable with this. I'm not going to make any changes whatsoever there right now. We have managed to get our professional army up to 1,000, which is neat, and I would definitely like to recruit one more batch of regulars, but we just don't have the cash, and I'm not going to take out a loan for that. It's fine. We also have... Actually, I'm wondering, because these guys have 50% relative power. If we dropped their relative power, would that drop the cost of this? The base cost is 201.33. Then it's multiplied... Okay, so the base cost is 400, multiplied by 0.5 due to the following scale reasons from estate power. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. So if we got rid of other things, that would make this easier to get rid of. Theoretically. So how expensive are all of these? Are they all the same? They're all the same. Never mind then. They're all the same cost. So if we were to add a new estate privilege, hypothetically, what would that actually do for us? It would get us satisfaction, which is fine, but I feel like we should be able to, like, spend satisfaction to temporarily drop the cost of this or something. So, like, if we were to go into here and remove this, right, which we can't do right now. If we were to go into here and remove... Is this allowing us to do this? I don't think we should do this, to be clear. I'm going to make a save here. This is for learning purposes. I intend to revert to this save because I think this is going to create tremendous problems, what I'm about to do. So I'm going to remove this. Minus 25% estate satisfaction and puts us at minus 98 stability. Okay. That's what I thought. So we can remove it. The previous tooltip that said we need 95 stability appears to be incorrect. Now, again, I don't want to actually remove that right now. That's a very big deal for us, though. We're really happy that we can remove that because that allows us to bring up the tax for the nobility here. But you can see it's very bad. We took a loan, and we're going to be very negative. We don't actually want to be at negative 97 stability, obviously. But that's very good to know that we can do that. Now, I'm not going to save the game after this. I'm going to revert back to the save game that we made before that because I knew that this would be a significant problem. But it seems like the thing that you need is to not go below 100 stability from it, or negative 100 stability from revoking it. So that's good to know. It's going to be a huge stability hit no matter how we do it. And I'm not immediately seeing a looming disaster from this. So that's good to know as well. I expected to see a looming disaster from this, but the real issue is economic, right? And we don't want to do this yet. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we'll be back at that save we just made. We're not going to stick with this. This was for experimentation purposes only. I just wanted to see what this would look like. And it's interesting, for sure. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge, STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.